Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
Is Cor'Dale Flott finally a good corner? This is what, year 3? And he has struggled in the slot. He looked good on the outside, then he started to struggle on the outside, and now he's starting to look good on the outside. 28 here on the bottom of your screen is proving that if we go to this zone defense, he is more than capable of holding his own. He went against Jamar Chase yesterday or on Sunday, and he looked amazing. He looked amazing against Jamar Chase. He did not look like the moment was too big for him. Yes, it was zone coverage. Yes, he had help. Any sort of good performance against Jamar Chase deserves to be celebrated. So again, 28 here at the bottom of your screen. Jamar Chase here is just going to just run a vertical route, and he just does a great job of just not panicking, trusting his feet, knowing that he has safety help on top, and just playing this beautifully as a corner to where if he's targeted, this is probably going the other way. So to start things off, he's going to kind of mirror him off the line of scrimmage, and he's going to force him towards the sideline. Now, he doesn't really squeeze him to the sideline. This is Jamar Chase we're talking about, one of the best players in the NFL of probably like the last 15 to 20 years of stacking corners. So he doesn't force him, out of bounds almost. And he's got a lot of field to work with, but he does a great job of keeping that inside leverage, knowing he has safety help over the top. And I think that's a solid rep from him. So again, a lot of it was on Cor'Dale Flott, again, one-on-one with Jamar Chase, and they were not scared of this matchup, which really surprised me. One-on-one with Jamar Chase, and this is man across the board. This is man. Deonte Banks on T. Higgins, Cor'Dale Flott on Jamar Chase. You got a deep safety here, who of course is going to be thinking a lot about helping out Cor'Dale Flott more than he is Deonte Banks. And then you got your linebackers picking up this tight end, so on, so on, and so on. So you got Cor'Dale Flott here on Jamar Chase, and Jamar's going to run an in route here. And Cor'Dale Flott does actually a decent job staying with him. Now, could be a pass that possibly could be completed, but it's not going to be an easy completion for Joe Burrow. So has that outside leverage, collapses down, and if you take a look here at the break of the route here, he has a shot to maybe undercut this and maybe get it going the other way. Now, some people might say he's on the back hip, but Cor'Dale Flott has really great acceleration, and I think at the very least he's going to be able to get his hand in there if the ball is thrown to Jamar Chase there. So here you're going to have Cor'Dale Flott again on Jamar Chase, and he's going to end up getting turned around on this route. But he actually does a good job of turning around here. So when I say turn around, you'll see what happens on tape. You never want to have to turn your back to the receiver because, of course, the receiver can do anything when your back is turned to them. But he does a decent job of actually staying with Jamar Chase. So take a look here. Outside. And Jamar Chase is so good at getting in receivers, getting in cornerbacks' blind spots. Right here, right in that blind spot with this little kind of hesitation step here, this rocker step here. Gets into the blind spot, but take a look at Cor'Dale Flott is still looking at Joe Burrow, and it's literally less than a split second. He's already got eyes back on Jamar Chase. You never want to be in a situation where your back is to the receiver, but if you do want to make a turn like this, this is exactly how you do it. All right, so we got some cover 4 action going on, which means you got 4 guys dropping deep. You got your 2 safeties. You got Deonte Banks on the other side. You got your linebackers, man in the middle of the field here. These guys are kind of camped out right here, making sure nothing gets completed in the middle of the field. So you're playing your cover 4 shell here, which a lot of teams do against the Bengals a lot. And Jamar Chase is going to run a nice route against it. He's just going to run a slant route here, and he's going to catch this pass. Now, Cor'Dale Flott is playing really far off of Jamar Chase here. And this pass is going to get completed, but I won't necessarily say it's a bad play from Cor'Dale Flott. It's just the play that he possibly could have made if he played this play a little bit better. So we'll take a look now. So Jamar Chase is going to get that inside slant, picks up that first down there. And in this case, if you're playing that cover 4 shell here, you don't want him going deep. You do not, if you're Cor'Dale Flott. Jamar Chase is famous for these sluggos. You do not want him running this slant here and then jumping out the window. You don't want that. But You also don't want him to be able to catch this slant and then be able to catch that and pick up this first down. You want him, if he's catching this slant, to catch this around here, somewhere around there, so you can actually tackle the guy and stop him short of a first down. But again, Cor'Dale Flott doesn't, it's not a horrible play, but it's a play that I think he could have made if he kind of reacted a little faster. So on this play, nothing fancy. You got Cor'Dale Flott again. He's going to drop back and then he's going to realize they're running the football. Does a decent job in run support. Watch him come in and help clean this tackle up. Going to drop back there. Notice that no one's on that outside. And put a nice hit on Chase Brown there. He actually laid a boom. And that's one thing with Cor'Dale Flott that keeps getting him hurt, is that he's a slight guy, but he actually comes and hits guys. And as you see him go backwards, like, Cor'Dale Flott does not play like a guy that's 167 pounds. All right, so this is the definition of your quarterback extending a play. You got Cor'Dale Flott here at the top. The quarterback just extends the play for long enough for his receiver to make a play. And Cor'Dale Flott, I'm sure, is just thinking, like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? What else can I do? So he's going to drop back, has that outside leverage, does a nice job breaking on the stop route, stays following Ja'Marr Chase, and just loses the ball. And Ja'Marr Chase makes a nice catch over his outside shoulder on Joe Burrow, just extending the play. I mean, there's not much, because Ja'Marr running this stop route here, this is locked down. This is locked down. Maybe Ja'Marr Chase on a timing route catches this, but this is locked down here. And it's just difficult to stay with Ja'Marr Chase when Joe Burrow is running around the way he did. My only critique on this play may be, stay full tilt, don't relax, don't think the pass rush is going to come. But I wouldn't say he really relaxed, but you see him kind of slow down right around here. And losing that little cut right there to Ja'Marr Chase is what made this throw possible. But again, not a bad play from him, because, the guy ran around for like 4 or 5 seconds. So in his next play, you got Cor'Dale Flott manned up on the outside guy. And he just does a decent job of, he initially gets beat. He's out outside leverage. And this is an in-breaking route. But he does a decent job of at least making the receiver have to work to catch it. I don't even think he got a hand on the ball, but he at least made the receiver have to work to catch it. And I think he may have actually got a hand in there. He got a hand in there, but I think he actually did touch the ball. Oh, nope. It hit the receiver's hands right there. Just couldn't corral it. But again, just made it a difficult catch. Grabbed the arm there. And that's all you want. As a corner, you're going to get beat, especially when you have outside leverage and there's a guy on an in-breaking route. But nice recovery and nice contest there. All right, so this is by far my favorite rep from Cor'Dale Flott. He's manned up here again on who else but Ja'Marr Chase. And this is just beautiful. It makes me happy. He gets upfield here, cuts inside, and Cor'Dale Flott is with him the entire way. He played this route as perfectly as you possibly could. This is man coverage. He does not have much help here at all. And he just does a beautiful job here in coverage. Keeps that outside leverage, undercuts that, and there's nowhere for Ja'Marr Chase to go. Let's watch it one more time. Outside, inside, beautiful stuff. Cor'Dale Flott showed up to play against his old teammate Ja'Marr Chase. Love to see the LSU battle. I guess he had that confidence in him, because he's like, I played against this dude in practice every day. I know his game. I know how he gets down. But Cor'Dale Flott showed up and performed, and I had to give him his flowers. But he would not have been able to do it without the ferocious pass rush in front of him. And if you're interested in seeing anything about that, check out this video on Aziz or this video on Brian Burns.